Please note, we would like to make it very clear, we are totally against the form of discipline described in the articles and accounts being used on minors and non-consenting adults. Although some of these accounts are fictional, and others may be an exaggerated reality, none of them are too far from the truth of what really happened back in those days.
Unusual punishment at schools. Good reflections from former students on their experiences at school. One student even said the strap had tacks in it. Yes, we got that punishment at senior school. Litter picking was a horrible job. I would imagine picking up soggy wet paper may have done, but I cannot recall. Being wedgie spanked by a teacher. People on here have said about it, but only to hit thigh flesh, not actually the bottom either on underwear or bare itself. Reminds me of the time I was in trouble. My two friends picked up litter. I pushed a lawn mower. I was 13. Makes you wonder which was the worst of the two evils. 6 of the best with the cane or picking up soggy wet dirty paper. Yuck. I remember a few boys had to dig dandelions from the football pitches. They were given a couple of old table knives, rounded ends, and a bucket to fill. I found the postings in this thread authentic, albeit embellished as many accounts are when looking back over the years. I was amused by their reference to date gaps between posing as zombie. Catholic schools get an A for creativity and an F for cruelty. Nope, paddling was not allowed, even though it was Catholic school. However, in my sister's day, which is really only a few years before me, there was a teacher that would take off her sock and run it along the edge of the rim on the floor. And she'd make the kid who got in trouble put it in their mouth. How this was allowed, I'm not sure. She'd also take a bad kid and make him get under her desk, and she'd periodically kick them. Needless to say, she was no longer a teacher by the time I got there. Yes, went to a Catholic grade school on Long Island, NY. Weapons of choice were, paddle rating shows the level of pain. Chalkboard erasers used to get one's attention with a shot to the head, rating 1 paddle. Wood pointer 3/4 inch diameter with rubber tip at the end, used to whack the rear of an offender, 3 paddles. 12-inch wood ruler used to strike offenders' palms, don't pull back otherwise next strike would be harder. 2 paddles. Collar grabbed by the back of the collar and dragged into the classroom or area of discipline. Sometimes a frontal grab was achieved by the tie. Didn't work well with a clip-on. The frontal approach was used for verbal abuse with the term Mr. 1 or 2 of paddle. Bessie was a wooden paddle about 1 inch thick that was used by Ms. Salvatore's 5th grade teacher. Used quickly based upon mode. 4 paddle. Hand slap with diamond engagement ring turned inward, hurt like heck and would leave a mark. Used by a lay teacher. Adapted by the nuns with slaps for each syllable. Do not ever to that again, you bad boy equals 11 smacks. 4 paddles. Grab and turn was used by our special friend Mrs. Salvatore. She would grab a good chunk of hair and make you spin on the floor until the hair ripped from your head. 6 paddles. There was one nun, who was a dwarf. She was called Mighty Midget. When you were older she would have to stand on a chair to smack you. You had to stand and wait while she got the chair. If any of them are still alive they should be taken out and shot. I am pleased to say that Ms. Salvatore dropped dead of a heart attack in the classroom. Grammar school was a torture chamber. There were some very good and nice teachers there, but there were some real nuts that were the most abusive people I have ever met.